Folks, today on the show, we are talking about art. You might think, what is he talking about? Art and guitars? And no, imagine this isn't a guitar. This is a drum. Talking about the art of sound today. Soundscapes, yes. All that coming up at Two Rivers Gallery on CKPG Today. If you're driving by Two Rivers Gallery in Prince George going, what is this exhibition all about? It's called From Far and Wide, the Soundscapes, but what is this? Well, today we're going to tell you. Now, this is the adventure of art. Sometimes in a box, sometimes in a backpack, and on a long, long journey. You're gonna meet Matthew, you're gonna meet Anju, and we're gonna hear about Ian's work as well, inside Two Rivers Art Gallery today. Now time for our first stop inside Two Rivers Gallery, and we have found Matthew. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, stop number one for us on the Soundscapes exhibition on now here. And tell me a little bit about what your part of this exhibition is all about.
Yeah, so my part is, it relates to sound in a certain way, and it relates to landscape. It's about movement, it's about how we navigate and ambulate through a landscape, basically. So the works are all performative in nature, or an archive of a performance, basically, or an archive of an action. And I'm just interested in the kind of random nature of how our body moves and how there's an invisible trace, and how do you make that material?
Pretty good explanation for people trying to think like, okay, how does this work? So this box that we're standing in front of here, you put some papers, kind of explain how you positioned it and the thought behind it.
Yeah, so this is the shipping crate to send the work to Prince George from New Brunswick, from Moncton. And I thought it'd be interesting to create works, or maybe that FedEx, while they were moving the crate, would create some work. Yeah, basically. So I made 3 separate chambers. So one chamber in the bottom containing the backpack that's in the exhibition. And there was a fresh sheet of paper in the backpack that created the first drawing. And then in the middle chamber, the finished works that were to be hung in the gallery. And then in the top chamber, there were 2 fresh sheets of paper, one on the lid and one on the bottom surface, with 2 styrofoam balls that are, I guess, punctured with pencils, varying types of graphite pencils. And yeah, they would just move while the crate is being moved and create drawings.
I think it's awesome. Do you think the people when they were shipping were like, what the heck's in here? Like, what's going on?
Maybe. They might have thought, oh, that was not packed properly. There's things moving.
They're like, should this say fragile on it? Yeah. No, but so that's pretty cool. So you let these guys bounce around. They create the artwork that you see on the walls in here. I got to ask though, Matthew, like, how did you get into this? Did you have a moment, an aha moment at some point in your life?
Yeah, yes and no. Well, yes, definitely. But I've been thinking about this kind of work for about 25 years now, and I'm interested in like, you know, a good example that I often use is when a building has a tree that's too close and the tree keeps moving, rubbing the building,
the scratching
and then
sound,
one day they cut the tree down and you see this kind of archive, it's a recording of time, basically, right?
Essentially,
the tree scratching the building and creating a patina, right? And so I've been interested in that, and my main practice is performance art, so I use my body a lot. And then I thought, how could I create an archive or a trace? How can I manifest this? How can I create a material with it, right?
Interesting. Okay, speaking of performance, well, let's take a couple steps backward here and step aside your backpack, because I hear you went on a long little, well, it's not a walk, it was a hike.
Yeah, it's a walk.
Okay. So for people now that are seeing this backpack on their screen, talk to me, it's kind of like a different version of what we saw in the box here.
Yeah.
Is that,
Yep.
And this went on a 14-kilometer journey with you just yesterday.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. So I have a similar mechanism inside the backpack. I've got these buckets with a sheet of paper, and then inside that bucket there are styrofoam balls again with pencils suspended on elastics and bungees. And while we're walking, depending on the terrain, if you're, if you're hiking through flat streets, you'll
Sure.
have a certain motion, and if you're in trails and it's icy like it was yesterday, then you have other motions. So these styrofoam balls, there's 2 of them, they kind of move around inside.
Huh.
And so basically that creates the drawing that pops up on the wall behind you, yeah.
This is the Prince George drawing right here?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. What did you find? I guess, what does that mean? Does it mean it was bumpy? Does that mean it was...
I don't know what it means. But I often, a way I like to look at it is it's almost a drawing of a data set, right? If we had enough resources and computing power, I mean, there are a ton of variables involved.
Yep.
But if we had enough, resources, we could decipher exactly where we walked, how long it was, right? But it's an impossible feat.
Is there a reason you use primarily, like, I would say no color or less color?
Yeah, there is. I mean, I've been asked that multiple times, and I find that just graphite will make you look at the lines and the quality of the texture of the paper, of color, I think might be more distracting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Cool. Well, thanks for your time today. It's been
Thank
great
you.
to catch up.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. Would also play this part?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Miss an episode? That's okay, life gets busy. We get it. Or maybe you didn't miss anything, but you're here to watch that one feature again because honestly, it was that good. No judgment. Here's the good news. You can relive every moment of the CKPG Today Show whenever you want. Head over to ckpgtoday.ca, click on the Today Show tab, and voila. So grab some snacks, kick back, and binge away because let's face it, life's too short to miss out on great local TV.
Now into part 2 of the exhibition here at Two Rivers Gallery with Anju. Thank you so much for making the time to chat. Yeah, and welcome to Prince George.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is awesome to have you here. The Soundscapes exhibit, which just keeps giving. This is really focused on sound on this side. So kind of take me through the theme and the thought process of what the setup is here.
Yeah, so the whole thing is not on right now, but so the sound setup is that I have these textile sculptures that are speakers.
Okay.
So instead of using traditional speakers, I've just made these sculptures into speakers because you can basically turn any material into a speaker. And that's been really interesting to me because of the fact that like there's something about just having like regular speakers around that I like it, like I like the aesthetic of it, but
Yeah.
I've always been really interested in like what other materials we can use to like get that sound out.
How would you describe what it sounds like? A bunch of different frequencies? Is that fair?
So
Tones?
what's not playing right now? So the theme of this project is so my project is called Unsound Resonance. That's the whole installation, and these sculptures, the textile sculptures, are called Unsound Resilience.
Okay.
And what they are is it's not playing right now, but they carry the whispering voices of women having dialogue. And what's interesting to me about that is, we have these things happening in the world right now, and these conversations, these like really loud, revolutionary, important conversations are all happening in like quiet and in whispers. And I realized the power of the whisper is like really interesting to me. And also just the way I grew up in the cultures I grew up in, like women were often like whispering in the kitchen or whispering here or whispering there. And so it's become this really interesting soundscape. And so these 4 figures, textile sculptures, represent those voices. And then the 2 metal sculptures are playing a drone, which you can probably hear right now.
Yep.
And that drone is representing just a couple of things. This whole project is a reflection on my mother, actually, who worked in garment factories.
Okay.
And that's where women would like talk about exciting ideas. They'd talk about, things that weren't right culturally or at home, and things that needed change.
Yeah,
if
a
women...
safe space to talk. Is that fair?
Exactly. Yeah. That was an easier way to say it.
No, it's okay. You got there. You got there.
But yeah, so this was like a place for women to like really convene and talk, but the loud machines meant they had to move from a whisper into a shout. And I always found that really exciting, like when they were talking loudly about these ideas that you don't hear in everyday life, especially as a child.
Yeah.
But the roar of the machines, the hum, which is what this represents, and the motor brings in the like the really big machine sounds. So the idea is to like recreate this soundscape and to like reflect on my experience of it.
Yeah.
And on this in particular, I think the string is kind of interesting, but really it's the metal that's exciting, and that's what I think can pull out cool sound. So you can really like start to pull.
Interesting.
And you can start to play like the string, and you can actually start to play the springs as well.
Oh, yeah, you can hear the springs, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'll
good.
actually turn the sound
You're going to turn the
off
drone
of
off?
this.
Oh, okay, so then we might hear it a bit better. This is good. See, I got coaching once on how to hold one of these things. And that sound is, I guess, yeah, well, it's art. Yeah.
It's a horror movie.
It's a horror movie, yeah. I'm trying to think of what it would be. I mean, creepy.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to be. We can see things
Yeah.
different ways.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to. There you go.
Well, no, what it's supposed to.
Or is it they're supposed to?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
It's like there is no supposed to.
Something totally different. Okay.
There you go.
Okay. And then people would also play this part?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
But the idea
Dark,
is
yeah.
to not have it be like there's a right way or wrong way or there's
Right.
a right sound. The idea is to sit down with sound and to really explore this. Like, I'm still learning about these myself, but to really, I'm a string player too, so I'm
Yeah.
used to using a bow. But the idea is to like, I would hope,
Yeah.
spend some time to be like, this is what sound artists do. We actually spend a lot of time just like listening.
Mm-hmm.
So we just find a sound and then we obsessively listen to it. And I always wonder if other people will care about the stuff we make as much as we do, unless you start doing it. Then I think it actually
Then you
is
get
more interesting, because the interesting part is to hear it as you make it and to see
Definitely.
how you can change it.
Great experience we had today with you as well. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank
This
you.
is great. Come check out the exhibition on now at Two Rivers Gallery, downtown Prince George.
Tired of missing the good stuff? Let CKPG Today come to you. Our new weekly email newsletter delivers local stories, contests, and can't-miss moments from the show straight to your inbox. No digging through social media anymore. It's free, it's easy, and it's very local. Sign up now at ckpgtoday.ca or by scanning the QR code on your screen now.
Today we're inside the Omineca Arts Centre looking a little bit different because there's a very special artist in residence program going on here with two artists in residence this month. We got Kat Severson, we got Shelby Richardson. Great to see you both here. We'll start with you, Kat. Tell me a little bit about the theme of this particular exhibition.
Hi, good morning. Hello, everybody. So the project is a research project, and it's framed around grief. And grief as a personal story, but also as a communal story. Grief is about, obviously, the death of a loved one, but it could also be the demise of a relationship, a job, or culture, society, as we now recognize it. Of course, climate change is also a big process.
I was just going to say, I'm topical right now, the grief of loss of a winter, I guess, or whatever that is going on
What is
outside.
going on? It's crazy, isn't it? I know, no spikes today.
No, you don't need them. And then Shelby, where you come in here is the partnership with Method. Tell me a little bit about how you're all working together.
Yeah, so Kat and I have been talking about this collaboration for a long time. And a really important part of what we do at Method is our interdisciplinary work and working with other artists and other means and other genres, because it's so interesting, especially when you're doing research, to work together to kind of research and explore the ways your expression finds parallels. So like the parallels in between your work, so dance and visual art, in terms of processing something like grief, that's something I'm looking at a lot right now in some different projects that I'm working on, and how we process that through on our end, movement, and how that correlates with visual arts and drawing and life drawing as Kat's doing. So
yeah, pretty cool stuff. So, okay, so explain on the table here what is happening. There's well, I'll just let you explain it. Yeah.
Okay. There's lots of stuff.
There is a lot of stuff. Yeah, I didn't know where to start.
I know. And you know what's missing? A pencil.
A pencil.
No
okay.
pencil. Okay, so we're using materials that love to move in water.
Okay.
And it's like the way that I love to draw is it's like a dance. So we're working with two hands. And then we can also use some wildfire charcoal, add that, and make a really great, oh my goodness, a really nice, oh, it feels so good to do that. And then also you can use wax. And wax, making marks, because you're in the movement. So imagine the movement's happening here, the dance is happening here to the music and the sound, and I'm watching and I'm involved. And then I put this down, and then I grab some of this, which is ink, and I just move it with my hands. So imagine that this is one roll of paper, and there's going to be 14, 7 on either side, with this kind of drawing happening over the next 3 weeks.
Wow. What is your favorite part of doing this? I'm going to ask.
This,
this,
and this. And once it's done, then all we do is go like this and move on to the next piece. Because it's all about process. It's not about making a picture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. And now, okay, the other part of this is the circle that we are in today. We're standing in it. Do you want to talk about it, or do you want Shelby to?
Well, I think Shelby and I have worked on this before
'cause it's a
last
partnership,
year with Community Moves, right? Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so Community Moves festival, I know Kaden you're familiar with, is a festival where we really support collaborative community work. Artists working with other artists, artists working with community, and Kat did this wonderful, wonderful installation with one of the dancers, artists at Method, Sam Presley, and they created this beautiful work. And we talked about very early on that this was only kind of one stage of where that work was going to be alive and where we could take it on kind of a journey.
All of these pieces that were printed with plant material in the bush, from our locale. So it's all about place, and the circle, as Shelby mentioned, is a circle of trust. So when one is processing grief, we tend to close ourselves off and stay inside because we don't want to burden anybody with our grief. And I've been doing quite a bit of reading, and that's very now what's happening in our society. And so when we bring a community together and we have a communal support network, and that's what the circle of trust is. This is holding space for that to happen.
Are you guys doing a workshop here this month? Okay.
Yeah, February 22nd, 2 to 4. Draw big or go home. So we're going to have paper everywhere, and we're going to have all these really fluid and beautiful materials, and it's a drop-in and by donation.
I like it. Yeah. Shelby, you excited?
Yeah, I'm so excited. I love to see this type of work in our community where we can really open folks' eyes to seeing the collaborative process between artists, and the work Kat makes is so inspirational to just movement artists, that her work is full of so much movement within it. And so you have that like lovely circle of, especially in the workshop context, the lovely circle of the artists and the folks drawing responding to the dancers, but the dancers responding to this like beautiful space, and in turn those folks drawing. So just really going to be a really fun, exciting experience, I think, for folks.
Awesome. Well, thank you both for making the time to chat today. As always, in case you missed anything, you can check out our website. I'll link all the details there in case you missed anything, ckpgtoday.ca. Thanks so much for having us, guys, and this was awesome. So, yeah, congratulations on a great exhibition on now at Omineca Arts Centre.
Local Artist Spotlight on CKPG Today is brought to you by Omineca Arts Centre, a safe space for creativity to flourish.
Taking a look outside at today's CKPG Snapshot of the Day from Joe Elliott. Beautiful shot here of a Green Island lighthouse. Now you're wondering, where is Green Island and what's with this lighthouse? Well, I can tell you, Joe is the lighthouse keeper at this island, which is about 40 kilometers northwest of Prince Rupert. Super cool shot here, and you got the northern lights in the background as well. And I'd imagine you see a lot of cool stuff as a lighthouse keeper. But one of these nights is probably up there with some of the coolest that Joe has seen. I'm going to guess that's why he sent us the photo. So thanks for sending it our way. Folks, if you have a snapshot, send it our way. Snapshot@ckpg.com is our email, and you might just see your photo on TV. Hey there, got an idea or suggestion for the show? Reach out and connect through our social media or send us an email at letstalk@ckpgtoday.ca.
Today we're looking back at a cool moment in local history. This is a guy who started doing sled dog racing. The only thing I know about that is the word mush. That makes the dogs go faster, I think. Now he's turned artist. Today we're looking back on Larry Merritt in local history.
Taking a look back to 1982, a name that might sound familiar to you, Larry Merritt. He's an artist nowadays, but he used to run his Alaskan Huskies for the Mardi Dog sled dog races in Prince George. This was held out in Pineview as part of Snow Frolics. And yeah, you can see here Larry Merritt, big sled dog guy. He had his outfit, he's got his sled all decorated for Mardi Gras. Used to be big festivities in Prince George. Not as much these days in 2026, but cool to look back and see Larry Merritt in a bit of a different age. Of course, now, as we mentioned, he is a great artist in our community.
Now there's a guy that's dedicated to entertaining others, whether it's sled dogs or art. Shout out to Larry Merritt. Great Prince George guy on the show today. And plenty of great art exhibits as well we showed you on the show today. Go check them out in our community right now. We'll see you for more good stuff on the show tomorrow, folks. Bye for now.